Wellness is not a goal to be reached and set aside. It is a continuous journey that lasts a lifetime. It is not about quick fixes, temporary diets, or short-lived motivation. It is about making choices every day that contribute to a healthier, happier, and more balanced life. True wellness requires commitment, patience, and a willingness to prioritize one's physical, mental, and emotional well-being consistently. It is not something that can be achieved overnight or in a few weeks. Rather, it is an ongoing process of learning, growing, and adapting. Many people approach wellness with the mindset of achieving a specific result, losing a certain amount of weight, gaining muscle, reducing stress, or reaching an ideal state of health. While setting goals is important, wellness should not be viewed as something with an endpoint. Instead, it should be seen as an evolving lifestyle, one that requires daily effort and intentionality. This is because wellness is about much more than just physical health. It also includes emotional stability, mental clarity, and spiritual fulfillment. Each of these aspects plays a crucial role in overall well-being, and neglecting one can create an imbalance that affects the others. A lifelong commitment to wellness means embracing a mindset of progress rather than perfection. There will be ups and downs, moments of great motivation, and times of struggle. Some days will be filled with energy and excitement, while others will feel like a challenge. But the key is to stay consistent, to keep making positive choices, even when the results are not immediately visible. The real power of wellness lies in persistence, in showing up for yourself every single day, even in the smallest ways. One of the biggest challenges people face when it comes to wellness is expecting instant results. The modern world is filled with quick-fix solutions, fad diets, fast weight loss programs, and instant workout plans. But true wellness does not come from shortcuts. It comes from sustained effort and mindful choices. Crash diets might produce temporary weight loss, but they rarely lead to long-term health. Intense workout programs might yield fast results, but if they are not sustainable, they will not contribute to lasting fitness. Wellness is not about drastic measures. It is about creating habits that can be maintained for a lifetime. Building a lifestyle centered around wellness requires finding balance. It's not about depriving oneself or following rigid rules. It is about understanding what the body and mind need to function at their best. This includes eating a nutritious diet, staying active, getting enough rest, managing stress, and prioritizing mental health. It also means recognizing that wellness is not about perfection. There is room for flexibility, enjoyment, and balance. A healthy lifestyle should enhance life, not restrict it. Physical wellness is a crucial aspect of this lifelong journey. The body needs proper care to function at its best, and this means fueling it with nutritious foods, engaging in regular movement, and allowing it to rest and recover. Exercise should not be seen as a punishment or a chore. Rather, it should be a way to celebrate what the body can do. Whether it is strength training, yoga, walking, dancing, or any other form of movement, the key is to find activities that are enjoyable and sustainable. Movement is essential not only for physical health, but also for mental clarity and emotional balance. Beyond physical wellness, mental and emotional well-being are just as important. The way we think, the way we process emotions, and the way we handle stress all play a role in overall health. Wellness is about cultivating a positive mindset, practicing self-care, and taking time to rest and recharge. It is about recognizing when to push forward and when to take a step back. Too often, people prioritize productivity over self-care, believing that they need to constantly be busy to be successful. But burnout and exhaustion are the opposite of wellness. True well-being means taking care of both the body and mind. Another important part of lifelong wellness is emotional balance. This means learning to manage stress, process emotions in a healthy way, and build strong relationships. Many people focus only on their physical health but neglect their emotional well-being. Holding on to stress, resentment, or negativity can be just as harmful as poor nutrition or lack of exercise. Practicing mindfulness, gratitude, and self-reflection can help create a sense of peace and fulfillment. It is also important to surround oneself with positive influences, people who uplift, encourage, and support personal growth. Spiritual wellness is another essential aspect of this lifelong commitment. It does not necessarily mean religion. Rather, it means connecting with something greater than oneself, whether that be through meditation, time in nature, or personal reflection. It is about finding purpose, seeking inner peace, and living in alignment with one's values. A strong sense of purpose can provide motivation and direction, helping to guide decisions and actions in a way that supports overall well-being. One of the most important things to remember is that wellness looks different for everyone. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. One-size-fits-all approach. What works for one person may not work for another, and that is okay. The key is to listen to the body and mind, to understand what feels good, and to make choices that support individual well-being. Wellness is not about comparison. It is about personal growth and self-improvement. Because wellness is a lifelong commitment, it requires adaptability. Life is constantly changing. There will be different seasons, challenges, and circumstances. What works at one stage of life may need to be adjusted later on. The important thing is to remain open to change, to be willing to learn and grow, and to continue prioritizing well-being no matter what. There is no perfect way to be healthy. There is only the best way for each person at any given time. A lifelong commitment to wellness also means embracing self-love and self-compassion. Too often, people are hard on themselves, expecting perfection and feeling discouraged when they fall short. But true wellness is not about being flawless. It is about being kind to oneself, accepting imperfections, and understanding that every day is an opportunity to make positive choices. Mistakes and setbacks are a natural part of the journey, but they do not define it. What matters is the willingness to keep going, to learn from experiences, and to prioritize well-being even in difficult moments. At its core, wellness is about living a life that feels good, physically, mentally, and emotionally. It is about making choices that support long-term health, happiness, and fulfillment. It is not about reaching a destination. It is about embracing the journey, one step at a time. By committing to wellness as a lifelong pursuit, it becomes a source of strength, resilience, and joy. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Balance and self-care are essential to a fulfilling and healthy life. In a world that constantly demands more work, more responsibilities, more achievements, it is easy to forget that true well-being comes from maintaining harmony in all aspects of life. Balance is not about perfection. It is about making intentional choices that prioritize both productivity and rest, both ambition and peace. Similarly, self-care is not a luxury or an act of selfishness. It is a necessity for maintaining physical, mental, and emotional health. Together, balance and self-care create a foundation for long-term success, happiness, and fulfillment. Many people struggle with balance because they feel pressured to do everything at once. Society often glorifies being busy, making it seem as if rest and relaxation are signs of laziness. However, constantly pushing oneself without taking breaks leads to burnout, stress, and exhaustion. True balance means understanding that rest is just as important as effort. It is about knowing when to push forward and when to step back, when to work hard, and when to recharge. Achieving balance starts with recognizing personal limits. Everyone has different capacities, energy levels, and responsibilities, and it is important to understand what is sustainable. When people try to do too much, they often end up feeling overwhelmed. which can lead to frustration, anxiety, and decreased productivity. Instead of trying to do everything, it is more effective to focus on priorities and create a realistic schedule that allows for both work and relaxation. One key aspect of balance is time management. Many people feel like they do not have enough time for self-care, but the reality is that time is often wasted on distractions, unnecessary commitments, or inefficient habits. Learning to manage time effectively allows for a better balance between work, personal life, and self-care. Setting boundaries is also crucial, knowing when to say no to extra obligations, when to take breaks, and when to prioritize personal needs over external pressures. So, balance is not just about time. It is also about maintaining emotional and mental stability. Stress, negativity, and emotional exhaustion can take a serious toll on well-being. Finding balance means learning to manage stress, process emotions in a healthy way, and create a mindset that supports peace and happiness. This might involve practicing mindfulness, journaling, spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that bring joy and relaxation. It also means surrounding oneself with positive influences, people who uplift, encourage, and support personal growth rather than drain energy or create negativity. A crucial part of maintaining balance is self-care. Unfortunately, self-care is often misunderstood or overlooked. Many people see it as indulgence or something to be earned only after working hard. However, self-care is not a reward. It is a necessity. It is what allows people to function at their best, to be present in their relationships, to handle stress effectively, and to maintain long-term health. Self-care comes in many forms. Physical self-care includes eating nourishing foods, staying active, getting enough sleep, and taking care of the body. When people neglect their physical health, they often experience fatigue, low energy, and even illness. Making time for exercise, prioritizing healthy meals, and ensuring proper rest are essential parts of overall well-being. Mental and emotional self-care are just as important. Taking time to unwind, reflect, and reset the mind is crucial for reducing stress and maintaining a positive outlook. This might mean setting aside quiet time for meditation, reading, or simply being in a peaceful environment. It might also mean seeking support from friends, family, or professionals when needed. Holding on to stress or bottling up emotions can be damaging in the long run, so it is important to find healthy ways to express and process feelings. Self-care is also about doing things that bring joy and fulfillment. Whether it is a hobby, a creative activity, or time spent with loved ones, making space for enjoyable experiences helps maintain emotional well-being. Too often, people get caught up in responsibilities and forget to engage in the things that make them happy. Prioritizing joy is not a waste of time. It is an essential part of a balanced life. Another important aspect of self-care is setting boundaries. Many people feel obligated to constantly be available, to say yes to every request, to meet every expectation, and to put others before themselves. While helping others is valuable, it should not come at the cost of personal well-being. Learning to set boundaries means recognizing when to say no, when to step back, and when to protect personal energy. It is not selfish to take care of oneself. In fact, it allows people to show up as their best selves for others. Balance and self-care are deeply connected. Without balance, self-care is often neglected, and without self-care, balance is difficult to maintain. Together, they create a lifestyle that supports long-term well-being. They allow people to be productive without being overwhelmed, to be ambitious without being exhausted, and to give to others without depleting themselves. Making balance and self-care a priority requires a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing them as optional, they should be viewed as essential parts of a healthy, successful life. It is important to recognize that taking care of oneself does not mean neglecting responsibilities. It means being better equipped to handle them. When people are well rested, mentally clear, and emotionally stable, they are able to be more present, more productive, and more engaged in all areas of life. The journey to balance and self-care is ongoing. There will be times when things feel chaotic, when stress is high, and when self-care is put on the back burner. But what matters is the commitment to return to a state of balance, to keep prioritizing well-being, and to make adjustments as needed. Wellness is not about perfection. It is about making choices every day that contribute to long-term health and happiness. At the end of the day, a well-balanced life is a fulfilling life. It allows for success without burnout, ambition without stress, and giving without depletion. It creates space for joy, peace, and purpose. By embracing balance and self-care, people can live not just to survive, but to truly thrive, but to truly